Hey guys, this is Cam15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another Teasing Master Takagi-san episode review for you guys. One more episode down, and then we got the season finale next week. This episode was, well, strictly centered around Valentine's Day. Yes, one of the best. Well, if you're dating or you're already, I guess, have a romance person, one of the best days for your life and stuff like that. So, yeah, our boy, Nishikata, well, he had a pretty eventful Valentine's Day. The side plot in this Valentine's Day episode was just two things. You get to three girls, the Sane's group. You find that the one girl had like a heat pack under the chocolate she gave her friends, and it's like, oh, yeah, that's why your chocolate's melted. But the other side plot in this episode was revolved around Hojo and the dude she's into, and it's the whole thing of like, the dude's like, is Hojo gonna give me some chocolate? Hojo gives him chocolate, but it's like a chocolate bar essentially, and he's like, she probably doesn't like me as I thought she did, because we find out he oversaw her. He saw her in the store buying homemade chocolate to make chocolate, and he's thinking like, oh, Hojo probably made homemade chocolate for some other guy that she's into. But we get the end of the episode when he essentially reveals this to Hojo, and Hojo's like, what are you talking about? You know, that homemade chocolate was going to be for you, but I messed up and the chocolate freaking got overcooked, and, well, I had to buy you a chocolate bar. So, yeah. And obviously he was happy. He's like, oh, she loves me and everything. And that's when Hojo's like, you better get me something. And I'm like, damn. But she's got a point. My guy, you have to get your girl something. But this episode strictly was centered around Nishikata and Takagi. Nishikata gets to school. He ends up opening his locker, and there are three Valentines for him. And it's like, oh, senpai, you know, we really liked what you did in the play and everything. He's like, what the fudge? What the hell's going on here? I got these three underclass girls that are that love me and everything. I'm like, yes, my guy. Yes, you got three girls that love you. Now he ends up hiding in his bag. He ends up running into Takagi in the classroom, and he's trying to keep it hidden from Takagi because, you know, he doesn't want to make her feel bad or anything. But he ends up just like, okay, I'm gonna tell her that I have these chocolates in here. But we see throughout the episode, Takagi kind of seems like out of it. And she's not really acting like herself. And Nishikata's picking up, she's like, she's like, why is she like acting like this? They play a little game about this and everything. So yeah, it transitions to the next day and everything. And he's just he's just looking at, Takagi, and he's like, Takagi's not teasing me. Like, why does she look so sad? And he's like, okay, I'm gonna do something to freaking get her so she can end up teasing me again. And I'm like, seems like this guy likes to be teased by Takagi as much as he hates it. But I definitely did like this because it genuinely showed like, oh, he cares why Takagi is upset and why she looks a little blue, I guess you can say. So he's like, how about this? We do this game, when you do your eraser, you obviously, there's like that little like fragment, and he's like, if it breaks off, that's when you lose. And he's doing it, and it's funny because he practiced it overnight and stuff like that, but he beat his own personal record doing it with her, doing it, right, just as a competition. And then he's like, okay, your turn, Takagi. And Takagi is doing it, but then that's when she stops. She's like, I kind of don't feel like doing it anymore. And he's like, what the hell is going on? He gets stopped by his teacher. It was funny because the teacher's like, so are there any other ways to say beautiful or expand on that? And he's like, oh, beautifuler, beautifulest. And his teacher's like, no, you're wrong, you idiot. Make sure you study for your test, clown, and pay attention. I thought that was freaking hilarious, bro. But what happens is these three girls, underclass girls, they're like, can we speak to Nishikata? And he's like, oh, these must be the girls. And eventually, Nishikata's like, oh, I didn't have these chocolates with me, but he's like, listen, thank you for everything, but I'm sorry, I can't accept these. I can't accept these candies and everything. And obviously, the girls are like, "Oh, really? Thank goodness. We forgot we put them in the wrong locker and everything." So that's the whole thing there. And I'm like, wow, okay, cool. But the thing is, Takagi saw all of this and everything, and you're like, oh. He ends up leaving. Nishikata ends up leaving school, sees her bike, and we covered it to Takagi. She's looking like she's gonna text Nishikata something like she wants to meet up with him or give him something because it's Valentine's Day and everything. So the thing is, Nishikata actually saw her, and he turns around and he's like, oh. Or she's like, oh. So they have a talk and everything, and Nishikata's like, hey, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about the tell you about this, but there was these 300 class girls that gave me these Valentines, but they actually mistook it for somebody else and everything. But I'm good and everything. And we have Takagi kind of a talk, and she's like, it's the reason why she acted so unique or I guess you can say so down and out of it and why she didn't want to really was in that teasing mode was because she was a little kind of upset with the fact that I guess you can say Nishikata was getting attention from these girls, and in a way she didn't like it, and she was jealous. Essentially, she was jealous of the fact that Nishikata didn't really seem to care or seem like he wasn't paying attention a lot to her throughout obviously Valentine's Day, and she was kind of like a little jealous of the fact like I thought this guy would do it. Hey, young love, of course she was jealous. I thought it was cute and adorable. And he's like, oh, and you have Nishikata was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to like make you mad or anything. I promise I won't do it again and stuff like that. So she's like, well, okay, I guess I can give you this here, so I'm cool now. And it's like, oh, she's giving him a thing, and he's like all happy and everything, and like, oh, my guy's getting candy from a girl. I'm like, let's go. And I'm like, but then I'm like, wait, why is this? I'm like, why does this feel like it's gonna be some sort of Jack in the Box crap? Well, it wasn't that. It was literally a box of sardines. And the reason why, and he looks at, he's like, are you serious now? I swear, if a girl did that to me, gave me this like thing, I'm thinking like, oh, it's gonna be chocolates or something nice, and then I open up only to see sardines. I swear, I'm literally saying what the F, and I'm getting the hell out of there. I'm like, you know what? Screw you. Okay, fine. After everything I've done for you. But we find out from Takagi, oh, it was just a prank because that's like actually for some cat or something like that. And she's like, well, you said, at the start of the episode, said February 14th is National Sardines Day, so I got you sardines. And I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. I'm like, that was a good one. That was a good one. And stuff like that. But no, she gives him the legit present, and it's probably just a chocolate bar, and it was nice and everything. I'm like, oh, that's adorable, cute, and stuff like that. And then the episode ends off with the fact that his one boy that's into Hojo, he's like, I'm gonna tell her I love her. And then the episode ends off on, I guess, a cliffhanger, I guess you can say, where he's like, Nishikata, you're gonna tell Takagi that you love her too. And Nishikata's like, huh? What? And that's where the episode ends off. So we're left on a cliffhanger of the fact that I guess Nishikata to tell Takagi that he loves her. And I just love it how his boy already knows, like, bruh, I know you like Takagi, and I know Takagi likes you. That was hilarious. But good solid episode. Next week is going to be the season finale. But like I said last week, that won't be the end of Teasing Master Takagi-san because we're getting a movie on the horizon. So, definitely can't wait to see what's going to happen next. But if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of Teasing Master Takagi-san, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Winter of Anime 2022 as the episodes are winding down. Most of these anime episodes only got 1 or 2 episodes left. So, next week, other than I think Arifueta, to my knowledge, has only 1 more episode left. So, yeah. But yeah, next week will be the season finale of season 3. And yeah, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will check this video. Until then, guys, stay safe out there. Peace.